right, but there are some things, very nice things worth saving, some beautiful things. Beautiful things.
Like love.
Yes, love. That's good, that's good. That's a good example. Like love. Love is worth saving.
Hi, welcome to Mimi's Place, and I hope you're having a great day. Today, I thought we would talk about something that's really important that, a lot of people are suffering with because they go to these Facebook groups and the subs on Reddit and, lots of places. They're looking for information, websites, and they're reading books, etc. And they've come to realize, that they're getting everything except one thing, okay? Or they're noticing that others, people who are younger, easily manifest this stuff, and it brings up that fear of I'm too old. Well, you can teach a dog a new trick, an old dog a new trick. Yes, you can. I've done it. Okay. I'm proof. And the problem with it is when you struggle when you're younger, like many of us did, if you haven't had to dig in the trash looking for deposit bottles so you could have something to eat, me, or have to go down to the electric company and, beg them to please, let's work out a plan. If you haven't had to get food stamps, if you haven't had to go buy all your stuff, at the secondhand shop, then you don't desire. You've had it all given to you. So it becomes a great fall for them, and you rise up, and you don't trash people because, you may have trashed someone who's going by while you're falling, and they would have put their hand out, but nah, let him feel some pain. And that's what happens. If you can't forgive someone, you're only hurting yourself. And it's going to continue to beat on you. And when you forgive, then love of self just pours through you. It's amazing. It's freeing. And I mean freeing in the sense that, objective man would say it's healing. Well, it's pulling it all together, and it's all been discombobulated, and it's pulling it together, and now it's all going to work properly, but it's all wacky wonky when you don't. And people are often asking me, how do I love myself? And I have a couple of videos on that, but it's really, really about understanding, there's something there in your life that you beat yourself up about. And you need to forgive it, whatever it is, whoever it is, forgive it. And all that goes away. It's just like in Medea, when Cicely Tyson tells, her daughter, if you don't forgive, you don't do it for them, you do it for you. You can't have any peace or love in your life until you do. It's one of the greatest nuggets ever, is Medea. She's great.
You got to forgive him. No matter what he done, you got to forgive him. Not for him, but for you.
Forgive him for me.
When somebody hurts you, they take power over you. You don't forgive them, they keeps the power.
But it's really about taking responsibility through your response, moving forward, and you ask God to do it. You don't have to struggle with changing your beliefs. Okay? You don't. The Bible tells you over and over and over again. All the mystics tell you, forgive, forgive. Now, the ones who got into science, like Dr. Murphy and like and mystics like Neville Goddard, they did go into forgiveness, but not enough, or not enough people could comprehend the importance of those lectures and talks. It's the same with all the great mystics and all the writings. You cannot love yourself until you forgive yourself. And you can't forgive yourself until you forgive the thoughts and beliefs walking around out there shoving themselves into your face. And that's everybody else in the world. Okay? They have to play that role. We imagined it. Humanity imagined it. Okay? It's in your face. So you take responsibility. And your response is, I forgive you. I forgive you, Mom, for being a twisted, bitter bitch. I did. I forgave my mother. And there was a point when I really saw her that way. Just greedy, money hungry. It's all she ever thought about, and it was maddening. And it was like she just couldn't see the other things in life. And she made me cry many, many times because of it. And I fell into her hole eventually. And it was just a nightmare. And I was so angry with this woman. I was so angry. And then here comes my Simon, Neville Goddard. And I forgave my mother. I forgave her. She was dying at the time. So I was blessed to be able to forgive her before she passed. I forgave others who had already passed, but I felt very blessed for having been able to forgive her before she passed. Because in those final weeks, my mother was always awake when I came to visit her. She was, blinking her eyes and responding to me. She knew what I was saying. But she wasn't that way with my brothers and sisters. My brother and sister were always saying how unresponsive she was. And I was like, no, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but she's responsive, And it was really cathartic that I was able to do that before she passed. And I did it for her and myself. And it was a fear thing then, because I had just found Neville, and it was, I was afraid she would pass before I could tell her I forgave her, And I did it in my imagination. I didn't go tell her. I just went and loved on her, But that's something that you may want to think about, because if you're getting the, boyfriend who's always hurting you, and it's a repeating pattern, it's not the first time, or the girlfriend who treats you like dirt, or vice versa. You always seem to end up the bully, and you don't want to be a bully. You always seem to be saying nasty things and ugly things to other people, and it's because you've been a victim. Victims turn into bullies because bullies are trying to cut you off at the pass before you can hurt them. You're not going to turn me into your victim. I'll be your bully. I mean, you see that a lot with the Me Too people, that with this victim, brownie point system going on lately. Look at me. Look at me. He touched me sexually. Look at me. He cracks sexual jokes. Look at me. Pay attention to me. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. It's not something to brag about and get brownie points for. Because then you become the bully. They take it too far. Happens all the time. That's how bullies are made. The one you thought was a bully was cutting you off at the pass so he wouldn't be hurt. And you're cutting them off at the pass so you won't be hurt. And everybody's getting hurt. And it ain't cool. Happens with friends and family and lovers, husbands, wives, special persons. This is at the core of your heart. It's wrapped around there. It's Adam's original sin. It's the pill. That's what you have to take to come here. You can't get rid of it. And love is the one that does it. Love. The power of love. Love is pure power. Consciousness is pure power. God, life, love is pure power. Okay? And you operate it. So it's about just going somewhere, back of the house, back of the garage, go take a walk, go to the park, sit in a comfy chair, have a glass of wine, have a cup of tea on the back porch, whatever works for you. Everyone's different, but there's only one way, and that's your way. So you go out there and you sit down, or you get in the tub. Now for myself, my sanctuary has been the bathroom and the backyard, okay? And my comfy chair in my room. That's it. Those are my go-to sanctuaries. And I go there. And I will. I'll draw a nice hot bath. I'll get in there. And I'll start thinking about God. And then the one who's hurt me. And it's not hard to bring up tears, let me tell you. And you start, with great emotion. No, I'm not accepting this. I'm not accepting that my husband talks to me in a rude manner, snaps at me, is ugly to me. I forgive him for all that. I know he's better than that. I know he's kind. I know he's patient. I know there's only utter, unchanging harmony. I forgive him for showing me that. Thank you, Father, for helping me change how I see that. Thank you, sweet Jesus. I know you're my mother, my father, my lover, my provider. Thank you. Thank you. I throw this on you. Thank you for helping me change how I see them. I forgive them. They are blameless. I am blameless. They're free, and I'm free. Thank you. And you do it with great feeling. Anyway, an ocean of love just fills your body, soul, and mind. It does. And you feel so much better. And you can let go of whatever it is that has been troubling you. And you're able to move forward. because you're not moving forward when you're trying to revise everything that pops up. You're to deal with your thinking, and then what pops up isn't that bad, and you can usually say something like, is this going to matter in 100 years? No. Okay. Yeah. and move on. Yeah. So understand that if you are in the book of life and you're watching these videos, okay, you're reading my books, you're reading the Bible, you're studying the mystics, you're in the book of life, and the key to staying in the book of life is forgiveness and love. You can be written out of it, okay? You can go burn in the fire with everybody else who's going to go burn in the fire, you know, but what that really means is you're going to get absorbed. It's just understanding that, you know, you have to forgive in order for you to be forgiven. You have to love in order to be loved, okay? And God loves you. So when you start loving God back, great things really start to happen. And God is everyone and everything, okay? You don't have to like it all, but you gotta love it all. And that's why it's compared to a family. You know, you may not like the way your brother thinks, the way he eats or drinks, and same with your sister, you know. But if somebody attacks your sister or brother, the family comes together and says, yeah, I don't think so. That's my shit, and I only get to tell him. I'm the only one that gets to say he's a shit. You don't get to say that. Got it? Good. Because he ain't a shit. I only tell him his shit when he's not thinking. You know? And that's what it's about. It's like the man who tries to stop the pimp from beating his woman, and he comes up and says, hey, stop that. And they both turn on him and start beating on him. You know, hey, you don't get to tell my man he ain't no good. You know, man, the nerve of some people. And you think you're helping, you know, you're not. They don't want your help. Okay, when they want your help, they'll ask for it. But until then, you just love them. And it's all in the response. You don't start trying to tell them about these laws and this is how you do it and you need to do it for yourself. That's not giving. Okay? That's just trying to force your belief on another. Okay? It's not how it works. They'll hear it when they're ready to hear it, and when they're ready to hear it, they'll ask for it. It's like any other addict. They're addicted to the objective side, and they have to break free. Now, some people want to break free, and they're just thinking, so complicated, this is so hard, and I didn't know it was going to take off. You know, you're making excuses, okay? And excuses are, you know, the devil whispering in your ear and you're repeating what he says. It's bullshit. Every single excuse. You should pray to God to change it for you, to change how you see it, you know, and he'll do it. You don't have to struggle with changing your beliefs. All beliefs are self-imposed and can be changed. You just say thank you for changing how I see this. And it is done. Okay? You forgive. You forgive. This is the loving thing to do. You forgive. And you do it for you and them. Somebody's got to step up to the plate and do it. And you're the one who ate the pill. So step up to the plate. It's time to hit the ball, and you can do it. You know, just forgive. And, you know, to ask God, you don't really ask God. You thank God. You claim it and thank God. You command it and thank God. You don't ask. Not really. Okay? That's just an interpretation. But the word really means command or claim. I claim it. Okay? I claim this is I claim my birthright. You know? And your birthright is to be living life like an oak tree. Strong, energetic, looking good, even though it's 100 years old. It's got more leaves than you can count, and more leaves have fallen from it than you can count. And it's infinite, you know, and you are like that tree. And those leaves are like the money in your bank that just comes to you. And the branches are all the things that you love. And the nuts are all the love and joy that you've spread and propagated. And there's more, and there's more, and there's more. And you're happy, happy, happy being the best human being you can be. You know, I'm blessed. You know, thank you for changing the way I see this. There is no lack of. I forgive everyone and everything for whoever made me believe there was lack of. That I had to get this from some man, that, you know, I had to bow to some man to get it, you know, those things. The older generation has trouble with this. It's a real sticking point. The younger you are, the easier it is. But the day comes when you're young and you're doing this and you don't recognize the bigger picture and you're not seeing that we are one. Well, the day comes when you fall, and that's the story of Solomon. It's the story of every man who has everything he could ever want. You know, he falls. He begins to think like them, and he falls and loses it all. So it's really about your thinking, because those are the things that will come into your life. And you already have a bunch of caca in your life, or you wouldn't have been seeking these laws out to begin with. Some have a little bit of caca, and some have a lot of the caca. Don't worry about it. It's not a competition. You know, they're not better at it than you are. They just are different. They have less baggage, so they can do it quickly. But they're creating baggage as they go and putting it in that puss. But you're learning to clean your purse out, and you clean it out regularly. You know, this is the spring cleaning. This is cleaning out your house, cleaning out your purse, cleaning out your mind. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. This cleans it out. And you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for yourself. Okay? Because you can't be free of the pain and suffering that keeps rearing its ugly head, like getting fired all the time, or getting laid off all the time, or whatever it is that's picking on you. You know, this is how you stop it. And it's important for the victim to not become the bully, because a bully is just a victim overcompensating. This needs to be recognized, because that's how you become the victim bully. First, you were a victim, and it hurt so bad that you decided you were never going to be hurt like that again, and you cut everybody off as the past. You don't give them the chance to hurt you. You bully them away, okay? And you don't like it. You don't like the way you are with these people when you bully them. And you find yourself isolated, you know, and You don't want to go out and talk to people. You don't want to go out and do all that. You're bullying yourself. You are being a bully to yourself and victimizing yourself. And so when you do go out, people are nasty and ugly to you, and it hurts. It hurts. Or you go out and you already got your armor on. You're not looking anybody in the eye. You're not smiling. You're not trying to get along. You're thinking of the most ugliest things you can think of to try to get them to stop loving you. Well, newsflash. Your mother or your father, your physical mother and father, are never going to stop loving you. Okay? Never. Forgive them. You'll see. Your brothers, your sisters, and your family are never going to stop loving you. Never. You forgive them. And you'll see. Some may not be able to come around right away. Okay? Because they have things that have to happen to them so that you can see them the way you believe they are, the way you have claimed. But this is what the power of forgiveness and love does for each individual. And as we forgive others, we are forgiven. That caca is washed away out of your head. It's been washed away from God, from the consciousness in your heart. This is what you're doing. As you clean up your purse, your subconscious mind, then the consciousness in your heart gets cleaned up and it starts to shine. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you. Not another like you. Never will be. Blessings to you.
Never cruel or cowardly. Never give up. Never give in. And what do I do?
What you've always done.